What's up, you guys? Happy Wednesday. Thank you guys so much once again for tuning back in. And I do apologize for the late upload, but I can only film the video right now. So let's get right into it. So the Nasdaq for the most part today traded pretty choppy. This was right around when the market opened up right here at 6:30 in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. And basically right from the second the market opened up, as you can see, the market had a big struggle trying to find any real direction, right? And you can tell that that's the case because there was no huge gap up or gap down in any direction. The market had a lot of green and red candles mixed in there, and it was just very hard to identify a direction, right? At times it seemed like it wanted to start pushing up, only for it to have a nice little sell off, right? Try and find some support and then dip down, appearing to go lower at times, and then only for it to find a support and basically just start forming these little higher highs and higher lows. But no big move in any direction, and that's unfortunately why I ended the day red today, right? I can only trade like for the first hour and a half to 2 hours because of just my time constraints. And unfortunately, there was just a lot of chop within this area. And I did get faked out a few times. I didn't take anywhere near as many trades as I usually do. I was down $37 on TQs, and I was down $6 on SQs. And I took around 100 orders, right? You can see all of them right here. And basically that's what I want to go ahead and pay attention to this part of the day, right? Right around here at 11 a.m. And the reason for that is because there's not a lot to cover with chop, right? Anyone can tell it's just not the best to trade. I always find myself ending red when it's choppy, and the best thing I can do, in my opinion, is not trade at all when the market direction isn't doing anything or isn't clear. And right around here, we end up getting a lot more volatility because there was a FOMC meeting today with another rate hike. If you guys have heard, it's been all over the news for finance. And yeah, that's why we saw this drop for the market, right? It doesn't look good if interest rates keep hiking. And on top of that, as you guys can see, the market was also choppy with the news, right? A lot of people thought it may have pushed up, only for it to rally back down. And then it had this nice gap up to highs of 13,314, ultimately for it to find resistance and fall, right? And I just want to make you guys aware of that if you were going to ever trade something choppy like this, you have to be aware of the different ranges it has. Because you need to pay attention to the fact that anytime the Nasdaq trended around this area, it tended to follow with a nice sell-off, and vice versa, right? Anytime it kind of approached these areas right here around the bottom VWAP, it tended to want to bounce nicely. And you can always take advantage on choppy days, in my opinion, of trying to trade between the little channel it's trading, right? If you see that there are highs here and lows here, you can identify them and then try basically trading in between them, right? For if let's say it approaches the bottom VWAP, get into TQs for a gap up if it's constantly been gapping up. And then I would look to sell obviously at areas where it looks like the Nasdaq always tends to want to sell off aggressively, right? I wouldn't really be too hopeful to hold anything too long because there was a lot of flushes, as you can see, and a lot of people could have got faked out within that, looking for a huge gap up or down. And it's not until that we broke the support here and actually started to fall that we really broke that channel, that pattern, right, and started to downtrend. So that's how that can make sense to you if you were to go about and try to trade it that way. And yeah, but overall for the day today, it wasn't the clearest if you wanted to day trade it because there was a lot of chop. And on top of that, these movements aren't even that volatile, right? These gap ups and downs are nowhere near what they could be, such as yesterday, right? SQs yesterday had such a nice gap up, and today it was not that case, right? It was just trending kind of around these areas with no clear leg up until the FOMC meeting, right? But this was all the way until 11 a.m. So that was already after a few hours after the market had been open. But yeah, that's why in my opinion it's pretty beneficial if you guys are trading to avoid trading chop, right? Just try and limit yourself from taking trades because it's hard to identify direction. and it's only until you see direction really start to either become more volatile or break this type of channel, right? If you see that the direction finally broke the support it's been trying to constantly have, that could be a key for you basically that the market is going to end up pushing down because it broke this pattern. It no longer wanted to validate a bounce around this area, right? And yeah, that's how you guys can take that. So thank you guys so much for tuning back in. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video and learned something. And make sure to drop a comment if you have any questions down below. And yeah, that's just it. I hope you guys killed it today, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Take care.